Hello, everybody. Welcome here live. Just gonna make sure everything's working. Hope everyone's having a great day. All right. Just going to pull you guys up on my computer, although I haven't been able to see live comments for some reason on Facebook lately. I really don't know why. I always have to exit and come back in. So I'm going to try to pay attention here on my phone that I'm filming with. But if I miss any comments, let's see, maybe I will check my other device, see if I have any better luck watching comments. I oftentimes can't figure out how to see the comments on my phone. I don't really do. I try to do as little as possible on my phone. Let me find me. There I am, but that's not going to show me comments. All right, we'll just give it a moment, see who might have some time to pop in. I hope you guys have had a chance to answer our poll, where we have we asked you what time of day is a good time of day for our Facebook Lives. All right, I haven't found me live though. 1 second. Oh boy, there we go. And we'll see if I'll be able to see comments. I don't know. All right. Okay. So how's everyone doing? Can you believe it's almost the middle of June? I know I shouldn't say that out loud. We still have 4 days to go till the 15th, but feels like this month is going by quickly already. I hope you guys had a great time at the pop-up shop last Friday. I was away, so I missed it, but hopefully those of you who were able to make it were able to score some goodies, get everything you were hoping to get your hands on. So I've got a few samples to share with you that some of the team kind of whipped them up quickly for the pop-up shop. So if you were there, you might have seen these. If not, you get to see them up close and personal right now. Hi, Glenda. Hello, everybody who's popped in. Hi, Melanie. Oh, yay, I see your comment on my computer. Hopefully that keeps up. Maybe Facebook has fixed itself now. All right. I'm going to maybe try to zoom in a little bit, which I can never do. There we go. Awesome. So bear with me. I am filming in front of a window and it keeps the clouds are moving. So it might get a little bit brighter and a little bit dimmer as we go along. But let's start and take a look at some of these samples. And then I've got a little demo for you as well, featuring the Hero Arts jean jacket bundle. But we'll get into that shortly. But let's start. I'm actually just going to take my Post-it note out that tells me what this was. And Hero Arts has been coming out with some really fun bundles. And this is another one that's called Best Gift Ever Birthday Bundle. So this bundle has a press plate, cover die, stencil. Okay, that's what gives you all these lines here. And a stamp and die set as well. So super fun bundle. And here I've just used the stencil on its own to stencil all those pieces. And then I stamped and die cut the sentiment, and in the stencil as well, it leaves you that nice little rectangular area to pop a sentiment. So you could stamp directly into that area, or I've die cut this twice, and then so it's got a little bit of dimension, and then finished it off with some Pink Fresh clear, or dewdrops, pardon me, they're called. Okay, so that is the best gift ever birthday bundle, and there actually is a coordinating stamp set for Christmas. So you can stretch this by using it with your, or for Christmas cards as well. Okay, so here's another sample made with that, and here on this sample, we've used the press plate, and then on this sample, we've hot foiled this with the glimmer machine. Okay, so of course your press plates you can use in your glimmer machine, and they foil beautifully. So that's a super fun set. Okay, now I don't know if this particular guy is still in stock or not. I did whip up a couple of samples, or one sample. And so this is, I think they're called, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Vasen Creative. It's Carla Creates, and this is called, this was the Bloom and Zoom stencil and 3D embossing folder. So super fun. You can see that background there that embosses our little bees. And then I actually didn't use the stencil to color these. I just swiped my ink pad over top, but super fun. And then, of course, we've got the stamp that coordinates with it. And I didn't write down the name of that, but I believe it's like a Bloom and Zoom, something like that as well. But Copic colored some little bees there. And then, of course, the sentiments all come on that stamp set. So it may or may not be, in the shop yet. I'm not sure. If it's sold out at the pop-up shop, then you're not going to see it in the store. But if it's something that you're wanting, you can comment here in the comments on this video, or shoot Sandy an email, sandy@scrapshots.com, and let her know that you're looking for this set. You can just say the bees I saw on the Facebook Live, and we'll be able to track it down with that. All right. Now, here is a beautiful, beautiful sample. This is another Hero Arts product, a layering stencil, and I'm just going to pull it up here to grab the name for you guys. If you've seen any of their kind of Loch Ness suite of products, this goes really well with that. And this one is called the, I saw this here earlier. Oh, and now it's not. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe it's Spellbinders. I don't see it up here. I did see it earlier. Hang on. I'm going to track it down for you. I know I saw it under the news section, so it might just not be coming up on my search here. There we go. It is Hero Arts, and it's called the Lake of Legends stencil. So beautiful, beautiful. She just used lovely soft colors. Super, super fun, and just a simple sentiment. Thank you. Fabulous. Okay, then we've got, this is another set from Vasen Creative, and this is called, it's from the Bloom and Zoom, and it's called the Bloom Stencil and 3D Embossing Folder. So beautiful, beautiful. So this has been 3D embossed, and then the stencil, the color added through the stencil. Actually, I think, no, I did this one. So I believe what I did was I stenciled first, then I actually added this green ink onto the embossing folder, and then I ran it through the Platinum 6. So we got the florals popped up, and then that green went on the background. And this is a great, because of all this space in between the blooms, it was really easy. I just kind of came in here with a small blending brush after the fact and added a little bit more ink where the ink didn't kind of fill in as much as I wanted it to. And then this sentiment is from Christina Werner. I believe it's sold out, but again, if it's something that you're wanting to get your hands on, for sure, again, just drop Sandy a line. and let her know that you're looking for the Love Hugs Hello dies. But super easy to use, super fun. Okay, then we've got the waffle flower. This is the square postage die. So it's 2 dies that cut this inner part and then cut the postage edge. Okay, and so I've combined this with the waffle flower. I'm just going to grab my note here. The Postage Collage Dad Silhouettes. And then I use some alpha dies from my stash. These are from Altenew. But beautiful, beautiful stamp set. I think this would be even really lovely if you want to make like a happy birthday card for a grandparent as well. It would work really well, but super lovely silhouette stamps that work with your postage collage set. So if you've got those sets, then these silhouette stamps are perfect for that. And there's also a mom silhouette stamp. I'll just grab that to show you. So you've got these mom silhouettes as well that work great for Mother's Day, great for Father's Day. I think even, again, fun for birthday cards for grandparents from grandchild. Very, very versatile. And now on the last Facebook Live I did, I showed you guys these tailored expressions. Postage, did I write down what they were? Now I forget what they're called. Hang on, I'm going to grab it. I have to give you the right name. It's just right behind me. All right, the postmarked springtime. So if you were here on my last Facebook Live, I demoed this, the Tailored Expressions Postmarked Springtime Suite. And so it was foilet papers along with the layering stencils and then the embossing folders. So I just wanted to show you guys what these look like, the full panels. So you can see here this particular panel. This again you use with a laminating machine or something like a Mink machine because it's toner and a toner foil. And you run that through, and this particular pattern just gave you the outline of all those pieces, but I kind of left them all full size like this. I wanted to show you guys what they look like when they're all completed. So super, super pretty. This was another one. You can see the areas that are foiled, and then we add coloring with our stencil. And then here's the third pattern, I'll say, in that foilet sheet package. So super, super fun. I'll eventually cut these down into cards, but they're so beautiful when you see them all together like that. It's almost a shame to cut them, and quite honestly. Okay, so now let's take a look. We've got some products that are not in the store quite yet, but these are a couple of new products from Spellbinder's June release. This one we've got here is the Whimsical. I'm just going to grab my sheet of paper I had that on. I should have kept it out. This die set was designed by, I'm going to call her Vicky P because I don't know how you pronounce her last name. If you're on Instagram, you often see she does some really fun reels featuring her artwork in her art journal. But this is called Whimsical Houses. And it's Whimsical Houses, pardon me, and Whimsical Blooms. Okay. Those are the die sets, and then the stamp set is called Whimsical Wishes. So this isn't in the store yet, but definitely if it's something that you know you're going to want, then again, you can drop a comment here on the live or email Sandy. But super, super fun to put together, and then I really like this one. The die set is called Hot Rod Flames, so it gives you all the pieces to put together this really fun hot rod. And then there's a layering stencil set, and it's called Highway Horizons. So you build this super, super fun background, and I kind of made it a little bit of a sunset background, but really, really fun to put together. And I could see using the stencil with a lot of other different products too. If you've got any of the other think Mindy Egan had a car, like 3-car die set, 3 different cars. That would work great with this stencil as well. You could put some little critters on here. And then the stamp set is called Road Trip Adventures Sentiments. And that's a stamp and die set. But super, super fun. I just love this stencil set. But really fun to put together. And it actually goes together really, really easily. So I kind of die cut some pieces out of glossy cardstock, metallic cardstock, glitter cardstock, just a whole bunch of different cardstocks. And of course, you know, you're only limited by your imagination as far as putting this together with various colors, but super fun. So these are part of the Spellbinders June release. So again, not in the shop yet, but again, if that's something that you want, then for sure let us know, and we will make sure that you for sure get one. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to move on to a quick little demo. And so what I'm going to be showing you is the Hero Arts jean jacket bundle. Okay, so this is in the shop. It's a die set and then I think it's 4 or 5. I'm just going to double check. I took some of them out. Coloring stencils. Let's see. Yeah, it would be 5 coloring stencils. Okay, and so the really cool thing about this is that they've given you the stencils. If you're going to stencil, that will stencil the front of the jacket, or you can stencil just the back of the jacket. Okay, so for example, here's what the back of the jacket looks like. And that's what we're going to play with today. These is just some extra stamps and dies. We don't have these in stock, but that's something we can bring in. They kind of designed this to have create these little flare die cut pieces, like little flare buttons that you could put on your jean jacket, kind of like from back in the day. All right, but we are going to actually, let me just I'll show you this other card as well, because this is just using all the various die cut pieces here. So you'll see your die cut. We'll die cut the little placket here and our buttons and the collar. Okay, and then the little flap on this pocket. So super fun, super easy. That's a little shaped card. So really easy to put together. But we're going to work with these stencils to do the back of the jacket. And then we're going to kind of use the die in a little bit of a different way. All right. So I kind of chose some craft cardstocks. I thought this would be kind of fun to kind of make it more of a masculine card. So you can use this for Father's Day if you wanted, or we could use it for, you know, whatever, a masculine birthday. So I just went through my stash and grabbed kind of more of a muted, sort on the greenish side of distress inks. And then of course, because we're using craft cardstock, they're gonna be a little bit darker, which is kind of what I was looking for. More of a darker shade. So, and then with this craft cardstock, it's going to kind of give the appearance of a little bit of texture, because this particular one is just from my stash, so it's not super smooth or anything. So it's going to kind of help give us sort of the look of a denim texture as well. All right. Are you guys thinking of summer plans already? Or do you have some summer plans already? Kind of have to get after them in this day and age, especially if you're going to travel. I was away last week houseboating, which is something I've never done before. And it was quite fun, I have to say. I think it helped too that there was only like 4 of us. It was myself, my husband, my sister, and her partner. So 4 of us on a boat that I think they said it sleeps 10 to 12, which is a lot of people. I can't imagine having that many people on a houseboat. especially with only one shower. So I guess in the summertime when it's hot, it's not a big deal. All right. So there's stencil number 1. So you can see here they've etched them here with like this says base. This is the base, so it works with both the front and the back. And then we've got here it's labeled back 1. So we are going to pop that over top. And then we're going to add some bundled sage. So this is probably going to be really subtle, which is okay. I don't mind that. We're just adding a few more details as we go along. So I might have to add and then see what it looks like. I might need to add a little bit more of a deeper color because this is quite light. But again, we're just trying to kind of add a little bit more of a shadow. So I'm just going to lift that off and see what it looks like. Ooh, it's a little bit too subtle. Okay. So we are going to shift because that's going to be a little bit too light. So I'm going to bring this guy in here because I think he's going to work well with my other colors. So it's a Lisa Horton color shift. Ink. I'm just going to kind of give my blending. Actually, I'm going to change the foam here. I have extra foam. Where did you go? I'm just going to have to grab another piece of foam. 1 second. All right. Okay. So we're going to work with this other ink because I think it's going to give us a little bit more. There we go. That's what I want. And this ink pad is quite juicy. You can see I have not used it all that much. So the nice thing is I'm just kind of moving that around. With my extra ink, pulling that off the stencil. You can see this ink pad is quite juicy there. And for some reason I found with these, the ink kind of likes to hang around the edges of the ink pad. So that's often where I start when I use these color shift inks. It's often where I start to kind of use my foam blending tool or my blending brush. So now we should be able to see that should look nice. So I think I'm going to hit this with a little bit of heat. Ooh, I like. So you can see it's quite, wow, I went crazy on that ink. All right, I'm going to just grab my heat tool. I'm going to grab the old Heat It tool. Now I probably should not really heat this over my sticky mat there. But if I move this panel, then it's going to be a little tricky to line up. So I'm just going to be gentle. Hi, Cynthia. Just try to get this kind of dry enough. So don't do as I do. Don't really hit heat over your stamp here. But I went a little crazy on the ink. You know what? I might just have to pull it off because I don't think it's going to dry properly otherwise. We'll realign it, no worries. This is the last layer we're going to do here, so. All right. I just don't want to lose all that ink when I go to the next layer. All right. Now it looks like it's going to start raining here shortly. You see, it's all of a sudden gotten very gray. All right. Thanks, Glenda. Okay. I think that's good. Give it a little wave because it's quite warm. Oh, my son just came home. It's exam time now for the kids here. So he had his first exam today. All right, and I'm gonna grab the glasses I always say I don't need, my reading glasses, just to make sure I get this lined up. And so what I'm going to do is kind of use the edges here, because I know that when I had it aligned before, I had it right on the edge. So I'm just going to eyeball that up. Okay. And as long as it just catches the edge, we should be good. All right. Perfect. Yeah, that wasn't too bad, hey? I think I got it. All right, so now I'm going to come in with some Rustic Wilderness, but I may have to add something else to it too. I'm not sure if it's going to be dark enough since I switched the ink colors here. You know how your best laid plans always kind of go awry. I was thinking, oh, I have oodles and oodles of time to get prepared. And then, you know, part of my preparation was cleaning up my workspace, which had a combination of tax info. So I do the bookkeeping for my husband's business. So I had all that stuff out still, and then a bunch of crafty stuff from last minute samples last week. So I think by the time I got most of that all sorted and put away, it was $12.50. So we get to learn together, or get to the end result together. So, okay, I like that. That's definitely going to be dark enough. Let's just lift that up to double check. Ooh, okay, I really like that. So it's not a ton of detail, but it's just enough. So super, super easy. So now we have two choices. I could die cut this out, but I think what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to hit it with a little bit of heat too, just to make sure that it's totally dry. Again, it should be fine. Distress ink dries up fairly quick, but because I went so heavy with that color shift ink, I'm going to double make sure it's dry. It's raining there, Melanie? Yeah, we kind of have that kind of weather right now. My husband and son are supposed to play baseball tonight, so we'll see if they actually get that game in. All right. So we are going to use this die a little bit differently. So rather than die cut this out, I'm actually going to use this die to add in some of the details. There's a few little details here, and we're going to dry emboss with this die. Okay, so I'm going to show you how easy that is. So I'm going to line up my die, because I know my stencil was kind of just a smidgy on the bottom. I'm going to kind of line up my die. Can you see how? I'm just going to show you here. Kind of lining it up so that the paper just kind of sits right on the edge there. Because what we're looking for is some of the embossed, we want these areas here to emboss. Okay, I am going to put a wee piece of tape, some of my Spellbinders tape, kind of up here. And let me grab my Platinum 6 and I'll show you the sandwich. Okay. I just have it behind me here. Now, super easy with this universal plate system because it's going to tell us how to emboss a cut shape. Okay, so we're going to use our A plate as the base, then our B. Okay, then I'm going to place my paper here, okay, die facing up. Okay, I'm going to set that down there. Okay, then next we're going to use our embossing mat. Okay, in this system that's E. I'm going to set that right on top. And then the adapter plate. So that's plate D. Okay. Now it rolls through quite nicely. Oh, you're in BC. Nice. Awesome, Cynthia. I'm glad you've got good weather. It was a little bit rainy on our houseboat trip, but honestly, it was like when we were driving around the lake, like on our way to, the next spot we were going to check out. But every time we stopped for the evening and wanted to have a campfire, we had beautiful weather. All right, so now I'm going to pull that, remove that, and remove this. All right, and so I'm going to hold this up to the camera. You can see now where we've got our embossed areas here. So it's a little tough to see on camera, but when you're looking at it in person, honestly, it's gorgeous. It just adds that little bit of dimension and depth. Okay, so now I'll have to clean that off there. So my ink is still a little bit wet. It's probably that first layer. So I'm going to make sure I don't do anything else with that. Okay, so I'm going to move that aside and grab a card base. And I just want this card. I kind of want that to cover completely. Sometimes my card bases are a little bit off. So if I've got any little bit of white showing, and I don't want to have any white showing. So I'm just going to grab my paper trimmer. Give that a little trim on the side and the bottom. Okay, and then on the bottom, and we'll just make sure I've cut enough off. I'm just going to have to give a little smidgy more. I'd rather do it on, 2 or 3 times with just a smidge at a time than do too much. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to grab my liquid glue. I'm just going to reinforce that fold. I'm a little too picky about it. Oh, the weather's so different. Oh, nice. I know it's all over the map too. I was even looking today and, need to use my pin. I just refilled my glue press, so I'm finding that I think because it's got a plethora of ink in it, if I don't have that pin in, so I'm going to have to just put the lid in until I've used a little bit more. For some reason it seems to dry out, or sorry, clog is the wrong word. It just kind of dries in that nozzle, but it's super easy to unclog just with a pin. All right. So we've got that glued down, and now super simple. I think this is fun. You could come in, just stamp. I could stamp right here. I could do a sentiment across the back here. I don't know if I'll do a sentiment. I kind of feel like I need to. Hero Arts has these really cool hero transfers. This one's white, so it should show up really well on here. They do come in black as well. You know what? I think we will do it. I think we will use them. So maybe I'm going to do, I see this one here that says, it's hard to see what it says. It says you're the best. So I think I'm going to do that because I think we could use that on a Father's Day card. That's one thing. I don't have a whole lot of Father's Day or Mother's Day sentiments. Sentiment stamps. So I think we're just going to put it right here. We're going to keep this super, super simple. So what I'm going to do though is just grab my Misty because I want this sentiment to be straight. Well, I guess as straight as it can be. Just going to hold that down. Yeah, I think we'll do that on the angle there. Okay, let's see. Can we get away? Do I need a ruler? Maybe better grab one. Where is my ruler? I don't know where my ruler went. Oh, here's one. I've got one of these little, just gonna wanna line it up kind of like that, right above that little line there. I'm so sorry guys, it's getting dim in here. Hopefully you can see okay. All right, so I'm going to peel the backing off that. And I'm going to just kind of make sure that angle is what I want. Okay, there we go. Move my ruler and grab my bone folder. And we're just going to rub that on. All right, I'm going to peel that up, see if I've got it all. Might need to go over it again a little bit, yeah, might have just a little bit of a hard time sticking to that ink, I think. There we go. All right, that just took a little extra pressure, but awesome, fabulous. All right, and just like that, the super, super simple, definitely. But yeah, fun. I might come back and add some, we could add some gems. We can have gems even if it's for a guy, hey? I think so. I think I have some, let me just grab them here. I've got some that are kind of greenish, if I can find them. They were pink fresh from a couple of seasons ago. I may not be able to find them off the top of my head. Well, in typical Rosie fashion, I'm going to have to look for those after and add them after, and then you'll get to see what the card looks like completed in the when I post it in the Facebook group. Or I might add some white splatters. I think I might do that. But yeah, there we go. That is the jean jacket bundle. Super simple and quick. And just to show you some of the other samples, again, just to clarify, these are kind of extra pieces, other bits that we could try. Yeah, masculine cards are hard. And then here's a shaped card with that die. So lots you can do. But yeah, maybe I'll go and add some white splatters. I think that would be good. This white acrylic speckle, super awesome. And it dries like opaque. So you don't lose any of the vibrancy of the white. So we might go with that. Great. Well, that's what I have for you guys this week. I will be back next week. I think we might change the time, but I will make sure that you have advance notice of that if the time's going to change. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of Thursday and a wonderful weekend. All right, take care, everyone. Oh, and yeah, this is in the shop. And just so you know, it is called the Jean Jacket Bundle. So I think it would make some great Father's Day cards, that's for sure. So you still have time to pick it up if you want to use it for your Father's Day cards. Fabulous. All right, everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks for hanging out with me. Really appreciate it. Thanks for popping in to say hi. And if you're watching on the replay, thanks for watching on the replay. All right, everybody, take care. Bye.